Hi, this is Joe's Corner 76. I'll be discussing the human condition. In order to change it, we need to evolve. You'll notice a slight change. I'm wearing my specs. Doctor says I need them. Are you free to walk down the street safely? Are you free enough to be shot or assaulted? Don't you feel criminals have more freedoms than victims? I do. Is your freedom restricted when groups block public places, scream at you, shout profanity, and prevent you from enjoying public places that you paid for? Does diversity, equality, and inclusion give you freedom, or is it oppressive? Ha! It's funny. Only one opinion matters. All others don't. If you don't follow it, boy, you're nothing. And the government sure pushes this agenda. It lets you know what to believe and what to think. Is this freedom? DEI restricts jobs to certain groups, even if you are more qualified. There's no point in applying because the ads specifically tell you if you're of a certain race or a certain persuasion, don't apply. They don't say it directly, but the way they're worded, there's no point in applying. Is this freedom? The woke want to cancel you if you don't support their causes. The media want to cancel you if you don't support the woke causes. They don't want you to express your free speech. Is this freedom? Where is free speech? Are we really able to exercise it freely, without hassle, without recrimination, as we were promised when we were born, the right of free speech? Do you think you have free speech? I don't. I think we're limited. Hey, did you know certain members of society are called privileged, racist, oppressors, colonizers, member of the patriarchy, and we colonized this country? Where did these ideas come from? Not from the average Canadian, but from Marxists, leftists, and people who do not love this country. Are you afraid to oppose this? You shouldn't be, but you're not doing it. Wake up. Freedom's coming. Freedom's going. Did you know that the woke want to rewrite history to suit their agenda? What they want to do is take every past action that we've had in Canada and judge it by their standards today. Oh, come on. They feel free to do this. But they bloody well should know that if they used the standards of the day, they would make the same decisions as the past people did. This is not freedom when they rewrite your history. They're restricting your right to know what happened and where we were and where we're going. It's restricting your freedom. The leftists and liberals are obsessed with the LGBTQ agenda. They scream about their rights. They've got to have special privileges. They want male to share female washrooms. Males involved in female sports. What freedom and equality is this? When women want to have their own sports, they're told they can't. There's something wrong with them. They don't have the freedom to do what they want. Hey, what about the vast majority who are not LGBTQ? Do they not deserve the same consideration and freedom to be who they are, we have real problems. Child hunger, food banks, homelessness, drug addiction, and more. Why don't the woke just move to the progressive countries they admire? Shouldn't they live in freedom there instead of this oppressive society? No. You know why? Because any of those progressive societies would shut them right down in a minute. So, for example, Queers for Palestine should go live there. People who want to try real socialism should go to North Korea, China, Venezuela, places like that, Russia. They won't talk because there they don't have freedom. Here they have the freedom to express their opinion. We want the same. You know what? I don't think we have a free press anymore. It's a biased source that values opinions, not facts. True journalism does not seem to exist very much anymore. You're losing your freedom of press if you don't start saying, hey, we don't want this. We want facts, not opinions. You are not free to talk about some religions. You're spewing hatred. But Christianity can be insulted without any recrimination. I'm asking you, is this freedom? Are we truly free when some of our fellow Canadians are subject to hatreds? They've lived here for hundreds of years. They're part of society. If you look at the contributions they've made to this country, based on their numbers, it's astounding. Yet, where is the government standing firm and saying, we will not allow this to happen. We will not allow any terrorist groups to spew their hatred in this country. We want you to be aware that these groups do not like us. They do not want our way of life. Their whole goal is to make their way of life worldwide. And the destruction of property that they use and the businesses that they boycott and stand up for, they just seem to get a pass. Is this freedom for the people that are subject to their hatred? No. Are we free when our gutless government and educational administrators won't stand up to hate crimes? They just keep proposing more Marxist and leftist ideas. They're hoodwinking the youth. And most of the youth don't even know what the hell they're talking about. They just spew the slogans that they're taught. Isn't it about time that our universities are going back to what they were? Bastions of free speech, free opinion, and the right to think what you wanted? Are our freedoms slowly being taken away by government legislation? You should look at what they're proposing, what we can think, what we can publish, what we can decide as hate speech or not hate speech. Have we come to the point in this country where we're not judged based on the content of our character, but rather the race or group we belong to? Is this freedom? Are we really going to remain strong and free when we won't fund military to protect us, to protect our interests in the far north, and to let our allies know when crisis comes, we stand ready with them? Are you letting our freedom slowly slip away by not voting and being involved? My hope is that when you will ask yourself, am I as free as I used to be? Do I live in the country that I grew up in? Or Is it slowly being so changed that I'm starting not to recognize it? My hope is you will ask yourself, am I as free as I used to be? If you don't think you are, I urge you now, vote, talk to your members of parliament, turn around to your fellow Canadians and say, I do not stand for this kind of hatred. I do not stand for this kind of recrimination. I do not agree with just one opinion. I want a free press, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and freedom to be myself, not what you tell me to be. I'm telling you now, if you think freedom is lost, it's because you're not doing something about it. Get off your ass and do something about it, or you're going to lose it. You can see me on Facebook, Twitter, and X. And you can hear me on Joe's Corner 76 on YouTube. If you like this podcast, tell your friends. And please subscribe to Joe's Corner 76.